Hey YouTube, this is Rishika. So this would be my 22nd video tutorial on data stage, and in the previous one I pretty much focused on pivot enterprise stage, horizontal pivoting and vertical pivoting. So in this tutorial I'm gonna focus on remove duplicate stage. It's very simple stage. It's you can just say it yourself, remove duplicates, right? So we're gonna, if we have like input data with so many duplicates, and it's not that we need to know if we have duplicates or not. Let's say you have received a huge volume of data as your input, and they said that they don't want any duplicates in the output, or yeah, so that's all. So you're not even sure if your input data has duplicates or not, so you just want to make sure you don't have any duplicates, right? So just put this remove duplicate stage, and yeah, if it encounters any duplicates based on the key column, it's just gonna remove that. And if it does not encounter, just pass it to that. So if we have duplicates, then obviously input number of records gonna be higher than the output, because the duplicates will be dropped. And if we don't have duplicates, obviously the same number gonna pass to the output link too, right? So yeah, that's pretty much everything about the remove duplicate stage. We don't have any options other than this except one. I'll just show you. Let me just click on this. So see, key the define duplicates. So obviously when we are trying to remove duplicates, we need to tell data stage like on which basis you need to remove the duplicates, right? If you don't mention any key, it doesn't really make sense. I'm sorry guys. Yeah, so if you don't mention any keys, it doesn't really make sense, right? Because it can't, the data stage cannot understand on what basis or on what column you're trying to remove duplicates. Because obviously we have like, if it's the same student number, I mean, let's say we have like three columns, and let's say we have two different things. Okay, I'll show you the data. Let me just show you the data, so that it will be, I created the data. It's pretty much same as a pivoted stage, same columns and all that. So see here, we do have 10 Beasley 90. So this is the original record. I don't have any duplicates. But 13 Disney, for this I do have duplicates, right? I do have two duplicates for this. And what I'm trying to say is, we need duplicate key, because see here, even though the student ID is 13 for this record, last name and course are different, right? It's Sydney, and let's say it's something 87. It doesn't really matter course, because it's not the key column. So see, if we don't mention the key column, okay, let's say we have mentioned the key column as student ID. So what does this remove duplicate stage do is, based on this key column student ID, it gonna check every record. It gonna see if it has any other 10, any other 13, and any other 11. So if it encounters any other record, any other record with the same student ID, it's gonna drop that record. So if we mention the student ID, even though we have this Sydney last name and last name different, though it's making a different record, but since the key column, which is the student ID, is same as this, it means that either the first one or the last one gonna be just one record gonna be there. But if we don't want to choose student ID, and if we want to choose, say, last name as a key column, then even though we have two student IDs with 13 number, it gonna appear two. But if we create the last name, all these Disney things will go, because the last name is repeating, right? Disney, 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 three times it's repeating, right? So all the names with Disney will just go off. And even the same case with Taylor. So only one Taylor will be there. But coming to this, see, this is the only thing I just want to make sure, because based on the key column only, these records will be dropped, or these records will not be passed to the output, based on only the key column. It doesn't matter if you have same or other things, but if your key column is same, that's it, that record is dropped, that's it. So that's the important thing about the remove duplicate stage. And obviously, if you remember, whenever we have like a key column, most of the times we go for hash partition, right? Because when we say key column, we are defining the key column, right? So whenever you see stages with which asks us to specify key column, most of the times we use hash type of partitioning for that stage, because hash type, what is hash type of hash type of partitioning? It ensures that sorry, it ensures that sorry guys, it ensures that all the key columns which has the same key value are in the same partition, right? So when it's in the same partition, what we're trying to see is put those same key columns in the same partition, so that you will know what are the duplicates present, and then just pass one record to the output, right? So that makes sense here. So whenever you see key column, it's pretty much 90% of the times it's pretty much this hash partitioning technique will be used. And we don't have, okay, let's key column, this is a repeatable property. You can have more than one key column. It's not that you can have only one key column. Let's say if I specify student ID, I said this record gonna be dropped, right? Because 13 is being repeated, right? But let's say if I have like two key columns, if I say student ID and last name as a key column, so what does that do is it gonna check if these two are like the primary and the secondary key column. It gonna check it gonna first check 13, and it gonna have like 13 are grouped in one partition, right? So all these 13 records are grouped into one partition. Then it gonna check for the last name too, because that's also a key column. So if it see the last name, we don't have any other Sydney, so right? So that's when it gonna pass on to the pass this record to the output, irrespective of this same student ID, because we said that the last name is also a key column. And you please forward, if you encounter, we are just saying that if you encounter any record with the same student ID, then please consider the last name column too. So because I don't want to drop the same records which has the same student ID, because sometimes people might have same student ID. I mean, it's not possible, but just saying it. So that's the reason. So if you have same student ID, then check for the last name. So if last name is same, then drop. If last name is not same, then pass it to the output record. So that's what repeatable property mean. And see, case sensitive is basically, it's pretty much same every time I'm saying it. It's case sensitive or not, you're worrying about like the cases of the column names and all that stuff. And sort as object, it's just a character set, and you need not really worry about that in this basics. That's pretty much about the key. And option C, we don't have anything in available properties to add. We have only one option, that is duplicates to retain. So it's asking it's asking whether you want to retain, or whether you want to preserve, or whether you want to write the first duplicate or the last duplicate of that column. Okay, so let me now tell about this. So this doesn't have any duplicate, right? So okay, let me just put this. Okay, let's say this is our output. Okay, output. So this doesn't have any duplicate. So that of course we do have column names, but I'm not doing it now. So yeah, the first record doesn't have any duplicate, so it's passed to the output. And second record, it gonna check we said hash partitioning, right? So 13 Disney and these 13 Disney all go into the partition and checks it checks for that, and see it has 3 records. So what did we say? We said we want to retain last, right? So it gonna retain, oh I'm sorry, we do have this too, 13, right? So what did we say? Duplicates to retain last. If we say duplicates to retain last, because we have only student ID as a key column, it gonna retain this thing as a next record. Because we said duplicates, it gonna group based on the student ID. So it gonna group 13 Disney 87, 13 Disney 87, and 13 Sydney 87. So once it's grouped, what is the last duplicate in that group? This, right? 13 Sydney 87. And we asked remove duplicate stage to write only the last record that is encountered, right? I'm not really worrying about any other records. I want only the last record. So that's when you write this. And if you say if the first record, I want to write the first record, so it's gonna have this. So that's pretty much about this. So if you have student ID and last name, yeah, so that, I mean, it all depends on how many key columns you define, right? So yep, that's pretty much about this duplicates to retain first or last. That's it, nothing more than that. And input tab, it's pretty much obviously we're gonna choose hash partitioning once we design our job. and then mapping. That's pretty much it about the remove duplicate stage. So now let's get into the job. I created table definition for remove duplicate stage, and now let's choose the file. Okay, let me just close this and not save this. Okay, now when you click on browse for file, just go for remove duplicates, which is okay, which is here. And now click on that, and first line in column names. Yep, I do have first line in column names. And don't really bother about the format tab. Just dump your columns in the columns, or dump your metadata in your columns tab, and choose your metadata. It's remove duplicates, right? So what do you have in remove duplicates? Student ID, last name, and course. Okay, so just click on course. That's it, we are done with this input stage. Now go to the remove duplicates stage. So what's a key column I want to give? I just want to give student ID as a key column, okay, for now. Okay, and duplicates to retain, let's say I don't want to duplicate retain first. I want to retain my duplicates which are last in the group. Okay, and input, let me say it's hash partitioning, right? Because key column, it's always preferable to hash partitioning. And perform sort. And stable and unique means, if you say unique, only the I mean, I already pretty much said about this, so I need not really say in every video, I guess. So yeah, you can just refer back to my video about this perform sort and all this stuff. It's basically inline sorting. Inline sorting is performed on so that we are just feeding the remove duplicate stage with all the sorted columns. So that's it. And columns, we don't have to do anything. And output tab, just dump your map your columns. And that's pretty much about the remove duplicate stage. And now give your output data, let's say ex1 or something, but data set, right? Now since we have everything, see this link on this small bar graph represent that we are doing inline sorting. Okay, it means that the input data which is feeding or which is going to the remove duplicate stage, it's pretty much being sorted. So that's when we're gonna use this inline sorting. Now let's compile and see if the job runs perfect. And yep, so how many records do we have in here? So 3, 3, 6, and 8 records, right? So 8 records. How many duplicates we have? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 duplicates, right? So these are the original records and these are the duplicates. So if my guess is right, and if you probably have guessed by now by understanding remove duplicate stage, we should only get 4 records in our output, because the other 4 are just duplicates of the original 4 records, right? So let's see now. See, we do have 8 records which are feeding the input, and we do have 4 records in the output, because the other 4 are just the duplicates of these original 4 records. And what did we say? We said we want to retain our duplicates, we want to retain the last row of the duplicates, right? So 13th, what's the last row in the duplicates? It's Sydney, right? See, what's a 13? Yep, okay, see. So 10 Beasley, it's original record and we don't have duplicates, so that's perfect. And 11 Taylor, what did we 11 Taylor 96 and 11 Taylor 96. So we can't really say but it I mean, since we said it's the last record, so we're gonna get only this. And it doesn't matter. I mean, we doesn't know which record it's taken, but it's pretty much same. But if you see the Sydney thing, if you see this 13 record, 13 Disney, we do have a 13 Disney here and 13, 13, 13, right? 13 and 13, right? So what did we say? We said we want to retain the duplicates which occur as the last in that group, right? Based on the key column in that group, right? And because in our key column is 13, I mean key column is student ID, and then in that key column the grouped columns are 13, and in that grouped columns this Sydney 8713 is the last duplicate. So that's the reason this 13 is written to this. And 14, it's again pretty much same. We do have 14 Halpert, I guess. Okay, we don't have any duplicates for this, so that's it. So just that is written. So I hope you got it. Now let's just do with choosing 2 key columns, and let's see how that works now. Okay, so let me just okay, let me just choose another key, and now let me say as last name. Okay, and it's obviously other key, so let me just put this hash partitioning so that all the key same thing go into the one partition, and pretty much same stuff. So now let me just compile it and see if everything works perfect and all that. Let's see how the input data are gonna differ with this output data, I mean this earlier output data. So see here, now we do have 8 records, right? But how many records did we get here? 5 records. Do you know why? In earlier job we got 8 records and we got here only 4 records, right? But why did we get here 5 rows? If you remember, we gave the last name as a key column, right? In previously we didn't give last name as a key column, so whenever it encountered 13, it removed all the duplicates and just gave one thing. But since we have the last name column as a key, another key as a secondary key column too, so it gonna first check this 13 and gonna check the last name too. Even though we have the same student ID, the last name for the 13 records are different, right? 3 of them we do have Disney, but one we have Sydney, right? So it gonna display this too because we do have a different last name, so that's the one record which is added to now. So along with those so how many records did we get last time? We said duplicates to retain last, right? So now okay, so what it happens is, now let me just group by this. Okay, so it gonna have, okay, let me just compare this to this so that it would be easy. So 10 Beasley is the original record, so we do have that, and 11 Taylor, that's not original, but even though we have 2, let me just group by that. And 11 Taylor, we do have 2 records, right? And 13, how many records do we have? Same, we gave 2 key columns, right? So this is one group and this would be another group. This will be another group because it's 13, even though it's the student ID is 13, it's another group because the last name is different, so this is another group. And now what's another record? It's what's another record? 14, right? So 14. So how many groups do we have now? 1 2 3 4. And what's another record? 10. Okay, yeah, I missed 10. Okay, let me just draw something different here. Okay, so that's my input data, and this is how my data gonna partition. Okay, based on the student ID, which is the first key column, and this last name, which is a secondary key column. So all this it gonna check in this group, and it gonna write one last row because we said duplicates to retain is last, right? So it gonna write this record. So see, we do have 13 Disney 87 in our output, and now it gonna check this record. I mean, it may not be in the same series, but just I'm telling it for your convenience. And it gonna check this and it's pretty much same last name and student ID, so it gonna write this 11 Taylor 96, and it don't have any duplicates because we have student ID and last name, we don't have any duplicates for this, so that's just this record is written. And same for Halpert and same for 10 Beasley. That's it. So that's the reason. How many records? 1 2 and 3 and 3 4 5. So 5 records, right? So that makes sense. See, 10 11 13 13 14. You remember 13 and 13, we do have 13. It's not that student ID is unique because it's not the same thing because we defined 2 key columns, right? So I'm probably telling it again and again. I just want to make sure you guys get it clearly. So that's the reason I'm telling it again and again, guys. I'm sorry. So yeah, that's pretty much that's pretty much about this remove duplicate stage. And the other the other thing which I forgot to say is, if you wanna if you want to have, like, if you just don't want to have just inline sorting, and if you have select more let's say you have more sort operations to be performed before removing duplicates, yeah, that's if you have like more sorting operations to be performed, then just place the sort stage here I'm gonna say it next time. So then just place sort stage somewhere in here, and draw input links. I mean, it's the wrong thing. Just place the sort stage before and just do it this way. Even though we can remove duplicates in the sort stage too, if let's say you have, see, allow duplicates true or false, right? So we can remove duplicates in the sort stage too, but the thing is, when you try to have like more number or many number or multiple number of operations in just one sort stage, what happens is that leads to performance issue. So yeah, if you have like many operations to be done in the sort stage, and after that you want to just remove duplicates, yeah, I prefer doing all the sorting operations in the sort stage and then pass the sorted data to the remove duplicate stage. So in the remove duplicate stage, I can just remove the duplicates and nothing more than that. So I'm just splitting the load, or I'm just splitting the functionalities between the two stages, so that my performance should not be decreased, or it I mean, I just want to make sure that my performance or my job runs in perfect way, right? So yeah, that's pretty much about this remove duplicate stage. And sort stage, it's pretty important stage, so my next video would be on sort stage. I'll upload it pretty soon, guys. And thank you guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you all understood what is remove duplicates. It's pretty simple stage, so yeah, I made it as clear as possible. Hope you all liked it and understood it. Thank you guys, thank you so much for watching.